that which once was flesh, rise retired, rotted flesh.
Hey, it's me, BaptismOnFire. I haven't uploaded recently in a long time, in several, 8 months, 9 months. You know.
I hope I haven't disappointed or hurt you with my absence. Things just got awfully overwhelming with my depression and schoolwork and medication and sleep. I mean, I'm not too sure if bringing me back to life was worth the hassle. I'm alive and semi-functioning, but I still feel kind of dead.
And how does it make you feel?
Well, it feels like time has lost all meaning. I've become so disconnected with the world that every waking moment is indefinite, and everything is heavy. My body, my eyelids, all find themselves tightly grasped in a constant state of suspended consciousness. Each attempt made to live not only exhausts me, but screams reminiscence of how unhappy the things I once loved now leave me feeling. So stressed and anxious in a world I once built as an escape. My eyes leak under this weight of shattered passion. It's becoming increasingly harder to allow myself to grow attached when everything that makes me smile leaves. Shutting myself off from the world and hiding deep within sleep feels like a safety blanket, protecting me from such heartbreak. I often wonder if the only thing that isn't temporary is this state of mind that I can't seem to escape from. It's as if each waking moment of life I'm purposely choosing to play dead. Buried 6 feet underneath yesterday's broken promises of more productive today, and wrapped up in a coffin built from the dimmest orban and all unspoken greetings. And when I feel your beautiful, familiar hands reach around my shoulders, I'm terrified of wanting to live again. At such times, I don't want to want that again. After so many cycles of better and worse, anything but the promise of never-ending sleep is too harsh of a sound to hear. It leaves a sharp internal imprint that serves as a reminder that I'll have to start over and over again and again, living entirely in this philosophical denial. And it's so exhausting and futile spending your life asleep, dreaming of meaning finding you, or spending your life searching for a meaning in what you know is a meaningless universe. Well, this is my first suicide note. 13th of June 2011. I remember just scrapping it out of frustration and wanting to go through with it without it. When I failed, I read it back and forth over and over again and again. It became this taunting souvenir of my failure, and I felt so compelled to fix it out of pure indignity.
Why do you think that is?
I've carried these words in my mind ever since their first introduction to paper. They are the loudest voices when it comes to defining me as a life form, and they are a bold and magnified reflection of everything I dislike about myself. My note had highlighted my juvenile depression, my understanding of misery without meaning, that accomplishing nothing was the penalty we all have to pay for our existence. My ability to think clearly has always been this consistently crude, and this serves as a sharp reminder that I'm doomed to be the tear-smudged ink on crumpled sketchbook paper. A failed knot. And so every following attempt, I just kept writing and writing, trying to create the perfect suicide note. I filled up multiple books but never completed it. For the next year or so, I was just trying to get by, but deep down, I knew that I was living purely to finish my note.
But you never did you?
I want to create for the effort it brings. It gives me a sense of being in which I find comfort. I don't want to be the sole cause of anyone else's negativity. I don't want to be the person I write about. I don't want to make my sister jealous of everyone who has a brother. Make creation your suicide note, regardless of medium, be it writing, painting, or smiles on strangers. Yes, in the eyes of all things tying you to your bed, it is a meaningless task, but it is equally its own purpose. It is acceptance. Acceptance of our very lack of meaning is defined by its own process. We will lose loved ones, and at times it will feel like a barbaric existence, but we owe it to them to carry on fighting. This heartache you feel is testament to the love they made you feel when they were still here. Yes, we all live lives that will one day be forgotten, be it weeks or centuries. This ridiculous world cares not of your dreams, they are your own, and it is up to you to bring them to this life. Chase after any and all fascination you find in this world, and let it be known that you yourself can create such beauty. You can be the influence to someone else's rebellion against this world and lead them to live a life of passion. When I look in the mirror, I define myself purely by my flaws, and at first, it's one unsightly internal blemish on top of the next. But the deeper I pick and pull, from flesh to blood and patchworked scalp, the more I uncover emphasis of ability. We are defaced with obstacles, but equally we are armed with bricks. There is opportunity to build above these foundations. They define you as much as you make them. Yes, I am my flaws, and yes, every wrong word that's left my mouth first nested itself in my brain. But all of this, when stripped of its mask and cloak, and when dressed in frills and bows, it only screams my name. If we are going to bury ourselves alive with the belief that our actions are which write our definitions, then we need to remind ourselves that we own the ability to make rewrites, for the day that we all break free from our coffins. If our options are solely voluntary death, dying from the mere recognition of our suffering, or the rebellion from the universe's control of our feelings, then we need to fight for freedom and become happy with the meaningless. Because that itself is our meaning. It's not going to be easy. Life, let alone recovery, is not a linear path. There's no map, no bigger picture. Accept the absurdity that right now, you are here. This is your story. There have been so many times where you thought that all of this meant nothing. You could have thrown these pages away, scrapped them, used them for kindling, but you didn't. You chose to continue writing. That is so difficult to do. But here we are. We're still here. But right now, and right then, I didn't want the day to end, to add to the same suffering that held me paralyzed in its grip. I wanted to create, and even though I couldn't then, I wanted to talk as I am doing now. Please talk. I am struggling and I am tired, but I am waking up and I am trying my best, thanks to friends and family alike. Thank you all so much.
Surgery is complete. Welcome back.